So here we are at one of my customers, Alison's house. I have worked here on her garden for the past 3 years. I started my business, Golden Beet Garden Builders, in 2020. During COVID, a lot of people were looking at their yards and wondering what to do with all their free time working from home. So this is the first raised bed that I built for her. And we have tomatoes, we have pole beans, we have all sorts of flowers, kale, sunflowers, zinnias, squash, butternut squash. Here we have a perennial rhubarb plant and strawberries that she's already been harvesting. And then in this back bed, it gets more shade. So we've done things like tatsoi and greens and carrots and shade-loving flowers that will flourish all summer long. They grow a little bit slower in the shade, but they still grow, and she's had good harvests the past few summers. In that corner, we've done some daylilies and hostas that we had gotten from another client, and didn't want them to go to waste, so they've been great for the pollinators. And then my main mission is to help people eliminate grass so they don't have to mow and they don't have to weed whack. So Alison is a client that really is on board with that and likes that idea. Her grass is pretty scattered already. She does have a mix of clover, but today and for the next couple days, we're going to be installing a stone path for her. So we're digging out her grass, and we are putting in these beautiful stones that we've gotten locally in North Carolina. And then we're going to do a stone path all the way from the gate to the stairs. And then up here, we're enlarging this bed. And eventually, all the grass that you see will be wildflowers or perennials. In that far corner, we have planted a bunch of blueberry plants. And I've also just kind of done all the landscaping in front of the house. She has hydrangeas that have come back every summer, along with some evergreen bushes. Last week, we installed this whole path using stone and sand, and I built these 4 stairs that are much safer than her slipping down mud. And then in the back, she has a little secret garden that will be all shade-loving plants. And it's a very charming place for her to work and paint. She is an artist in Asheville. So this is another bed that we've done with mostly annuals that she picked out that we planted and built for her. These other 2 beds are all made out of cypress, which is 20 years rot resistant. In here we have creeping Jenny, and over here we have creeping Jenny along with a type of climbing vining perennial. In the secret garden, we have weeded and seeded clover. However, I don't know how well the clover will do with this much shade. So we'll see what sprouts up, and we're going to add ferns and all sorts of shade-loving plants to make this a really magical place that she can set up a hammock and just relax. I also built the fence in the back there. I helped her install bamboo fencing, and then I built a privacy fence in the back for her so that she didn't have to see the neighbors in the back over there. And then we're going to let's go this way, back up the stairs. This is her little shed where she does painting. This is another little annual bed that we built for her. When I first got here, this whole area was poison ivy. So we actually had to tear out the poison ivy in order to install these raised beds. Here we have peonies and other lovely perennials. Eventually, she wants to install all sorts of butterfly bushes, and she's got some milkweed that she started from seed that's come up this year. Here we have more lilies and hostas that have been really abundant. This is another vegetable bed. At first, we realized that this area was way sunnier than the first beds that you saw. So we actually kind of dug out all the weeds and vines that were here in order to install this bed. We just put this in a month ago, and we already have tomatoes. We have Brandywine tomatoes and regular heirloom tomatoes. Here we have radishes and eggplant. She's made these really darling little copper signs. And we just kind of thinned some of these radishes so that they'll get nice and plump in a couple weeks. Here's her herb bed. We have rosemary, basil, parsley, cilantro, sage, curly parsley, chives, and then she has some bee balm for the pollinators. But that's it for today's garden tour. This is coming from Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm really just hoping that this YouTube series will help educate homeowners on how they can eliminate grass to simplify their lives and also benefit the environment. If we don't have to mow, we don't have to use gas, we don't have to pay people to mow, and we can pay people to install stone paths and help us seed clover or wildflowers to benefit all the pollinators in our region and our ecosystem. So thanks so much. That's it.